I'm Jeffrey Wright, and this is the IMDb Show.
Jeffrey Wright, Mr. Wright, welcome to the IMDb Show.
Thanks for having me.
Listen, congratulations, documentary on HBO. We're not done yet. Now, this shows you working with a group of combat veterans, helping them get through their combat experiences with a writing workshop. What got you involved?
Over time, I just became more sensitive to the consequences of war on warriors.
My dad was like, hey, if you ever want to talk, we're here for you. But it never made sense to be like, hey, Dad, I watched people burn to death.
That brought me ultimately to working with these vets. And one of them wanted to put on a staged reading of a set of collective poems that they had written together as therapy for their trauma.
Okay.
And as a means toward healing.
I remember the first time that I performed on a stage, and I'm telling you.
Going into this project, what did you learn that surprised you about PTSD?
Well, I think one of the things that viewers will take away from the film is that PTSD comes from a broad range of experiences. Some are combat-related traumas, some are related to sexual assault, all related to their experiences in the military. So there's a broad range of things that affect the human organism in a way that cause it this type of injury.
I don't want people to view me as, oh, there's that crazy vet.
PTSD was a term that I never liked hearing.
And there are a lot of suspicions on the outside about the value of arts, the value of actors. These folks took on the task of writing and performing, and they celebrate it. They celebrate it as a tool that's necessary, as a tool that's healing for them, and ideally healing for the audience. And they were warriors in Iraq and Afghanistan, and they were warriors on that stage. Work is so powerful and beautiful and generous, and I'm really just proud to be with you guys, okay?
One of my favorite roles of yours is a show that I am currently infatuated with, Bernard on Westworld.
I find it fascinating, but others may not see it that way.
I think what makes our show, differentiates it from a lot of experiences that are so complex that could go sideways, is our showrunners. Jonah Nolan, Lisa Joy, our dynamic duo, husband and wife, mad geniuses who I'm still not certain aren't AI themselves.
Okay, yeah.
I'll do a little more digging.
Are you bombarding them for like, what's happening? Where are we going? What's going on?
I ask them what I need to get through any given scene in any given moment. And then if I can pry some stuff out of them about the longer term mysteries.
What else have you hidden from me?
I'll have to say, I told my son the big reveal in the first season. He just wanted to know. He needed to know. And then he was like, oh, why did you tell me that? So second season, he got nothing, even though he was on set a few days. What's that? Not telling you.
Not telling you.
Well, what's going on? Nah.
Erase this interaction. Confirm.
You know, your documentary, I think, gave me and everyone a deeper appreciation of veterans and active service duty members. I would like to ask you for your top 3 films about veterans and their military experience.
You know what? I'm gonna be kind of self-oriented and go with Manchurian Candidate.
This isn't an election. This is a coup.
The experience that my character and that Denzel's character are having, although they're not related solely to the type of trauma that we talk about when we talk about PTSD, the symptoms are very similar.
Do you have dreams, sir?
Everybody has dreams, Corporal.
No, not these.
And it's also a fascinating, important, timely look on the manipulation of politics and politicians in our society.
Bull. This is about my son and the future of this country.
My number 2 would be, I'll go with Platoon.
I figured why should just the poor kids go off to war and the rich kids always get away with it?
You know, Willem Dafoe, like that performance for me, I found that really, really powerful.
Then the worm has definitely turned for you, man.
And the moral choices that are made in an environment that is potentially amoral.
Death? What do you all know about death?
Number 1 is Apocalypse Now.
Because there's a conflict in every human heart between the rational and the irrational.
There's something about that movie just like seared itself into my brain.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
The script is just so delicious and complicated and poetical and surreal.
You're an errand boy, sent by grocery clerks.
You know, in between Westworld, making this documentary, what does Jeffrey Wright watch at home?
What do I watch at home?
Yeah, on your off time.
I watch a lot of documentaries.
Okay.
I saw a documentary short called Heaven is a Traffic Jam on the 405 that won the Oscar last year.
Yeah.
Antipsychotic. I would probably be vegetable without it.
The subject is an incredible woman who managed to find a way to crush the carbon of her difficulties into the diamond of personal expression.
I was devouring since I can hold a pen. It was way I relieved my constant anxiety.
Spikes, Black Klansman.
I'm going undercover in the Ku Klux Klan.
Hello, this is David Duke.
Which I haven't seen. I want to watch it with my son.
Are you down for the liberation of black people?
Power to the people.
All power to all the people.
All power to all the people.
And The Nick.
Aren't you scared of what we're doing?
The devil lives in all of us.
It's like this period piece, but had so much texture and detail, and you could actually just kind of feel yourself like stepping through the screen into this world.
How are you doing? I feel better than ever.
Jeffrey Wright, thank you so much for stopping by the show. It was a real pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much, sir. The HBO documentary film We Are Not Done Yet debuts tonight, November 8th on HBO. Before we let you go, head on over to imdb.com/show, where you can rate the show, add it to your watch list, and catch up on all of our previous episodes. One last thing, stay ahead of the game with this week's Trailer.
Well, Detective Hayes, could you tell us your timeline of events?
I'm gonna be real nice about it. Give me the dollar, please. Tastes like chicken.
We have a Ram auto.
Yeah, you just like wave your hand and Jedi mind trick the cops.
I'm Santa Claus, Teddy, not Yoda.
It's the most perfect form a spy could take.
Unbird me right now. Stop, girl, seriously.
Do animals talk in this dimension? Because I don't want to freak them out.